Oh, he here.
What
Time
do?
for Ari to go. What's up,
What's
Stu?
up? How you
How
doing?
you doing?
Good,
You
good.
ain't got no more light for your face. I
Like,
see
you
you
got
trying to
any?
get all sexy and stuff. We need to see your face, honey. We ain't got time to play with you. How you been?
I mean, good. Just working, chilling,
Good,
toasted.
good.
You know what I mean?
You said toasted.
Yeah, you know,
Oh, how toasty? Let me go grab me some.
a
Hold
little
up.
bit, a little
I'll
bit.
be back.
What's going on?
Lordy, oh, not too much. Of course, we had to come on, bring you on this thing. It wouldn't be right if we didn't.
For sure, for sure. I appreciate that.
No,
Yo,
thank you.
yeah,
Because
y'all.
honestly, you the one who I call when stuff going a little haywire. I'm like, oh Lord, let me call Stu because I don't
Yeah,
know what the hell.
I try to keep you up on the scoop. What's going on?
And keep me grounded.
Yeah, for sure.
How long you been doing this anyway?
To my radio.
Yeah.
20 years,
Damn, and you been at Hot for 15?
15. Yeah.
Dang.
Really, the definitely longest lasting night show on Radio One in Atlanta.
Oh, I
Cause,
can only
Cause
imagine.
25 years, like we doing the 25-year anniversary, and I've been there
Ha-
15 of the 25.
so wait a minute, there was a Dirty Boy before you?
No, before me was Coco Brother,
Oh.
Coco Brother, and
So
then
he
before
passed the
Coco Brother.
torch.
Well, no, not really. It was like a guy. I think he went gospel. Coco Brother went gospel. From my
He
understanding, he went
did.
gospel,
Hmm.
and then like the transition between them, finding another 6 to 10. I think they had people in the park, but I was doing radio in St. Louis, and I was coming down here for birthday bash. They used to do radio row, so that's how I really pretty much met everybody. It's like, yo, I want to be in Atlanta, but I had St.
Lit.
Louis popping already. Like I was like,
You from there?
yeah, I'm from originally from St. Louis.
Oh, that's lit. And you
Yeah, but
been
I was
here
throwing
ever
parties and
since?
stuff. I've been here ever since, and it was kind of crazy because I kind of got on BET and moved to Atlanta in the same day. Like the day I moved to Atlanta, the weekend I moved to Atlanta, I had already came back for an interview. I was in LA with David Banner and Bootsy. That's the first time I met Bootsy
Lit.
before he got locked up the first time. And they had a song, David Banner, Roy Jones Jr. and Bootsy. They were doing BET countdown,
Uh,
and the dude that was supposed to host the countdown never showed up. The producers
see,
everywhere
look
was
at
there.
God.
Look, you know what I'm saying? I had auditioned in New York before, so they called. I was just like, yo, the
Uh,
little dude that auditioned in New York, he out here, Jay Nix. They was like, we ain't got nobody else? Like, nah. He's like, well, let him do it. And that's how I got,
look
that's
at
how I got on
God.
BT.
You see, that's why I be
That's how
telling
I got,
people, even if you don't know if it's gonna happen, just stay ready. Just keep practicing
yeah.
because you never know when somebody gonna be like, "Psh, your turn."
Yeah, I tell everybody, like, that's one thing I live by, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you never know. You got to seize every
You
opportunity.
never
Like, I've
know.
always been the type of person, like, everything in my life been like, can you do this? Yeah, I can do it. Not having
What
no
you talking
clue.
about?
Can you give me a date? Can you give me a little time?
Right
I'm gonna
now?
figure it out. So I just think that that's really like when you have like just ambition. You know what I'm saying? To know that you can do anything and know just like you favored by God and just like can't nobody stop you. Like I feel like I can do anything. Like even from when I started throwing parties, like that came about how you met the guy at the radio station, how everything happens. Like the
Uh-huh.
guy at the radio station was a production director, DJ Rec One. I
Lit.
was met him through him throwing parties, and his flyer was trash. And I was like talking shit, like, man, your flyer's some bullshit. He's like, well, can you make a better one? I'm like, yeah, I can make one.
Yeah, I'll make a
So I
better
really
one.
like went on my mama computer on Word, had to
Dang.
figure out like how I was gonna do
Did
it.
you know how to do it?
No,
I didn't
no,
think so.
I've never met a flyer in my life. He was like, well, can you pass them out? So I'm like, yeah. First time he passed them out, I passed out like maybe like 3,000 flyers for him. He gave me like $400 when I was in high school. I'm like, what?
The
I'm saying it's like
hell?
a 17, 16, 17, like 400.
And
I'm
back
about
in
to
the
do
day
this.
too.
I used to run it up, and I used to throw
Mhm.
parties for him, and then how everything happened through parties for him, for promoting for him, and then he ended up leaving to go to another radio station outside the city. So there was no more parties, but I was the only one passing us flyers, so everybody knew like, yo, Jay Nix know where all the parties at. So I thought start throwing my own parties, and that's how I
And
really got
turn.
popping. So I was
Dang. And that was
promoted
here or
first
that was in St.
in
Louis?
St. Louis,
Right.
and then I had
Right.
partnered up in a club, like I had my own club, Club Rio.
You owned it?
I mean,
You owned
my
Rio?
uncle owned it, like a family member. He had got murdered, and his sister took over, and me and her partnered up and redid the whole club, and that's where I was throwing all my parties at. And I was really winning because the club stayed open at 6 o'clock in the morning. It was in East St. Louis, so it stayed open at 6 o'clock in the morning. So I really have a college crowd from 10 to 3, and by 3:30 is all grown folks coming from St. Louis, coming to East St. Louis.
Damn, that's so lit. What made you? Well, I guess of course you want to be in Atlanta, but do you ever regret leaving St. Louis?
No, like St. Louis is like a place like it's like with everything else. You get comfortable. You know what I'm saying?
Hell
I was
yeah.
comfortable there, and I just feel like I never want to get comfortable. I feel like that's a weird place. Like you know what I'm saying? Like even this quarantine thing, that's my biggest thing. Is like I have to do something because I don't want to get comfortable with just laying in bed, you know, laying in bed doing
Counting your dollars.
my radio show,
Yeah, I ain't
laying in
gonna
bed
lie.
doing my radio show. You know what I'm saying?
It's a
Stuff like
bad
that.
place
So
to be.
probably you want to just do something.
Sh-
So yeah,
Shout out J Tech, everybody in. You want shout out to everybody saying hey to you, man. They love your ass,
oh, what
man.
up, y'all?
They
My
like
bad.
J Nix. Shout out to She Ready, Trend in the building. So listen, J Nix, it's really weird that you say something like get comfortable. Do you ever felt like you've gotten comfortable here in Atlanta being
um,
super radio person? Because everybody already know you and stuff. So you ever felt like you slowed down?
I don't feel like I slowed down. I do definitely feel like I got comfortable. I think sometimes when you get older, it's like you have to find a settling point. You know what I'm saying? And what you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
settle. But I'd rather settle in a city that anything can happen. And if I get any opportunity to make extra money or do bigger things, I can do it. So I think
Hell
that if
yeah.
you were gonna settle somewhere, Atlanta is a good place to be like,
Here
let
you
me just
from
hover
that.
around here. Something gonna come through and figure it out. Like my face card is the best. You know what I'm saying? It
The
could be a
best.
small thing with like maybe a artist call me. I might leave radio. Artist might call me like, bruh, can you go on the road with me to this show and handle my business?
Damn.
Boom. Now you next thing you know, I'm his road manager. Then I'm his manager. Like now I'm in the
Yeah, because
management
you
game. Like
executive too. You're not just a host in a radio.
yeah, and that's more than that. Like even producing, like all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Management, like it's being executive, like putting records together. Like I did a lot of that before. Like I just never really I don't like to look pretty much like I'm humble. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like telling people what I got going on because I feel like then people can have up on you to decide your fate. You know what I'm saying? I want to
Mm.
decide my own fate. So
I hate
guess
talking
what?
about.
A lot of records that I didn't get credit for that I wrote on or helped produce or you know what I'm saying, just do whatever. Like I didn't get credit for those and I ain't really scream it either, but it was an experience. So I know how to do it. And it gave me
Did you get
confidence. So
paid for it or?
no, I didn't. You know what I'm saying? But it
Wow,
was
good
one
for
of them things
you.
like I never wanted to be that. Like I never wanted to be perceived as somebody that's running after somebody else to try to get a check, whether it's owed to me or not. Like that knowledge that I got from that situation could never be replaced. So I
Okay,
could
you
do
know
it
what? Hold
again.
on. Let me type down what the topic is for today because you just said something right there. The hustle on and
It's
off the
cracking.
radio. Because, child, if you don't have that mentality to just go ahead and get it
I
done,
take
you may not ever get a real shot.
yeah. So that's I mean that's really the main thing. Like everybody do that. Like my boy starter in here, he know. Like he's seen me be a part of a whole lot of stuff that I necessarily get credit for, but it was one of the things like I used to always tell him like I think some of my homies used to get madder than you know what I'm saying, more upset than
Hmm.
I did. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't
About you
that
not getting what they think
about
you
me
were
not getting
deserved.
this or not getting that. Like
Yep.
I'm just a cool dude. Like no matter what people try to make me or you know what I'm saying, because I might look a certain way or I might carry myself a certain way or I might just not be extra sometimes. Like it's one of them things like I'm still always me and still always humble and still always clear. Always, no, never have an issue
Let me ask you,
with nobody.
let me ask you something about being humble because sometimes I honestly feel like if you're too humble, it makes people want to fuck you over. What you think about that? Having to push yourself out to show them I am who I am and I know who I am, so y'all gonna have to treat me a certain way.
No, I definitely think it's times in your life that you have to be like you got me fucked up. I feel like everybody has that moment. Like if you are successful, like if you didn't have more than one of those moments, like you that's impossible. Like you have to be like that because I feel like people
Yeah.
want to know, and you almost gotta be the time you show it. It got to be almost the craziest time. Like you got me fucked up. You got to be like, yeah, I ain't trying that no more. You know what I'm saying? I ain't messing with that dude. Like
Like I ain't about to mess with this nigga.
you know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
Like you gotta show him one time. Like, but it's like, okay, I know that she ain't about to do run. You know what I'm saying? She ain't about to go for
Run
that.
that
He ain't about
game
to go.
on
He ain't
me.
going for that. You know what I'm
Yeah, you
saying?
talking about because sometimes when they see you being so nice, they're like, oh, okay, well maybe I don't need to give him 700. Maybe I
Right,
could just give him focus. He don't even look like he know that he's so big.
right. Let me say what up. I mean, that's what I think. Like at anything now, like that's one thing I did do in radio, and I wish I would have did it earlier was get representation from a lawyer. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, Nix, please don't bring that up. I am still really upset about how my last situation went.
Right.
When it comes to a lawyer, sometimes you really just got to invest, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not worth it just trying to read it or have your mama read it. No,
No,
nigga, you
no,
need a
it's not.
lawyer.
I mean, my mom is real good. Like
Mine is
definitely
too,
got it
but
going on.
nah, nigga, they ain't no lawyer.
But yeah, I mean, she could. I'd rather her like let my lawyer look at it and then see where he highlighted and let her go over those guidelines and be like, okay, wait a minute, nah, this could be a little better. That ain't that. Don't be trying to make
Cause
us
my
feel
mama
like that's.
swears she know.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Yeah, so I rather let my mama hunt down the lawyer that I hire, you know what I'm saying, versus
Yes.
just handle the business directly. So I definitely encourage everybody, if you're doing any type of work like radio, movies, you know what I'm saying, actor, music, whatever, you get a lawyer involved and make sure you pay work right.
What about if you just like, regular hosting clubs and stuff? Do you still have the club signed contracts, or you just it's understood I'm gonna do this
Mm-mm.
and you give me this?
Yeah. I think like when you get to a certain thing, it's like everybody know I ain't going for the 350. You know what I'm saying? I'm not coming to the club for the 350. So I'm
You
not
talking
doing
about?
that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not even coming out. Like, if that's all your butt, like, I'm good. Like, ain't no more we ain't gotta talk about nothing else. So that's just my thing. That's just for being like just being in the game for a minute. And it's one of those things like I don't live and die off the club. You know what I'm saying? It's not my thing. I don't really care about being popular like that. Like, I don't care what comes with it. Sometimes it'd be irritating. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I don't really
Lord.
kind of entertain myself or have somebody else, it's kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, you know how parties are now. Ain't nobody really dancing, so you ain't really seeing nothing. Everybody in their section. So if your section they got a lot of people in it, you feel
But
like
that's it. It's like a private party.
you
What you talking about?
you in your phone. You know what I'm saying? You in your phone. So I mean, that's why I don't really care for the parties more. There's nothing like when I first got down here.
Do you remember when I used to intern for 1079?
I don't actually.
That is so hilarious. I'm so happy you don't, because I remember you and I was able to watch you without you seeing me watch you. But
Is that a good thing or
let
a
me tell
bad
you
thing?
some stuff I picked up.
Was I rude to you? A lot of mixtapes taken
No,
in.
but I love the fact that you think you humble, but I sure ain't thought you was
Why
humble.
do you even think that?
Boy, when I tell you, okay, so first and foremost, back to the basics. When it comes to getting ready and staying ready, I used to always follow J1 around. Like, I
Mm,
used to have my camera and go to any and every club that he was gonna be DJing, and I would put like little promo videos together for him. So one club, which one was it? Maybe Cream or something like that.
I used to do
And
cream.
yeah, I do remember that. You had a
Okay,
couple of
well,
girls with you, and y'all had came up because we was already there. The DJ is always gonna get there before you do, and then you come and check
a
in with him,
J1
take
was
the
DJ.
mic.
He was doing live broadcasts.
I was
Okay.
there. It was many, many moons ago.
And then what
So
happened? What I do?
I'm not gonna lie, you was not extra, but I was, filming for him or whatever. So you got there early. Of course, the club is always going to be cold. But what
Mm.
I remembered about you was if I closed my eyes, I would swear it was thick as fuck in that bitch, because you was like, oh, it's so crazy, man. The bottle's already popping early. I'm like, ain't nobody here. Who is he talking about?
You gotta sell it.
It was the most hilarious thing. And that was my first experience. I was young. I was really, really excited. 1079, checking it right now. I was
What
really
up?
excited to see, what happened, because I hear it on the radio, but being in it, it was just amazing. Somebody else who does that very well is Lil Bankhead. I interned for him as well. And
Yeah.
you all know how to sell an empty ass
Man,
club.
man, people used to get to the club like, bro, you said it was popping, bro. Where that girl with the fat ass at, bro? I'm like, she's like, man, ain't nobody here got no
But
fat
you just
ass,
be
bro.
making that shit.
I was like, you might as well chill with me. So until they come, they coming. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Like, you might
my
as well just
God.
chill with me and rock out. Like, you know what I mean? So that's how I be. I was like, I got a
And you
bottle
gave
already
me
if you want to drink.
boy, oh yeah, hell yeah, nigga. When I
Yeah.
tell you, he got the bottles popping in the DJ booth, and you can't even really see it. So that's how you know these bottles were just for him. Usually people buy bottles to show that I have bottles. Can't
Right.
nobody see that he had the bottle in the DJ booth. So that's how you know you was really damn lit.
Yeah.
Again, it was many years ago. I was very impressed.
You had to
I
walk up
was
them
not used to
steps. You had
it.
to walk all the way up them steps to get in
Yes, you
there.
had to close the door, and it was all these little cool lights in the back. Yeah, it was
Mhm.
really. Y'all had a little wing platter that they came to serve. You was like, "Nah,
Yeah, yeah.
I ain't want this. I want a lemon pepper." I was
Yep.
like,
See you?
"Dang,
Oh,
he
you
not
all
playing
right.
with y'all."
Hey, I gotta pay for it. It's coming out of my check. I want what I want.
Boy, you was not playing with them. Another really dope moment I was able to share with you. Oh my goodness. Let me see. You, and of course this is when ET, when you guys were both together, and I was coming in from getting somebody lunch. I don't even remember, and I was supposed to go on for Miss Shanika that night.
Mm.
And I was extremely afraid. I was super scared. And I don't even know if you remember the advice. No, you don't, because you don't remember me. So I was just like, dang, he was like, what's up with you?
Don't make me feel so bad. We
No, you was an ass. I'm an intern, no. So come on, it's a lot of us. I don't feel no kind of way. You don't
Nah,
gotta
it
speak
wasn't
to me
like
for
that.
real. he was like, why you look nervous like that? I'm like, oh, I just afraid about going on. He's like, you going on? I'm like, yeah. You're like, well, you better do a good job. And then you went into the room and shut the door.
That sounds about right.
I was like, well, thanks for the encouragement.
You know what? I mean, I think that sometimes like I get a habit of like doing people like how I was done. You know what I'm saying? Like when
Ooh,
I like
yeah,
my
me too.
PD,
Me
like
too.
what happened, like even how I got on radio, like the dude heard my voice. I never tried to get on radio. Like
Lit.
just I'm gonna give you the truth, the whole thing. I read a commercial and I read it wrong. It was like either raw dog fashion or smoked dog fashion. It was a clothing line. And I did the commercial 2 times. The read, the producer, which is my boy, never caught it and kept putting the wrong one on the radio. The advertiser called the program director and was like,
Okay.
basically like, who the hell is keep reading and saying this
Let
crazy shit
him
on the
talk.
radio, this commercial?
So
And it
he
was
had to
me.
listen to it.
He listened to it, so he heard my voice. He's like, have you ever thought about doing radio? I was
Ah,
like, no. He's like, you think you can do it? I was like, yeah.
hell
So I remember
yeah.
spring break of my senior year, he showed me how to run the boards. One day he came in and was like, this do that. This how you turn your mic on. Worry about this card to fire. This how you play your music. And I'm like, what else? He's like, that's it.
That's
Don't let it
it.
be dead
They
air
make it
and
seem
do
so
radio. Yeah,
complicated.
do radio like you think it should be done. So by
Damn,
the third
that's
day, I
lit.
was just like, shit. He was like, you're natural. Like 2 months later, I was 6'10"
That's
in high school.
beautiful.
Yeah, 18.
Why you feel like the Dirty Boys never got syndicated?
I don't know that. I don't know.
Y'all was on fire for so
Yeah, I
long.
think that everything is timing. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't necessarily question God and how things work. I think everything is timing. I don't know. At this point I don't know. Like this, even with the coronavirus going on where radio at, like this threw me for another loop. I'm just like riding
This
away.
right here is crazy.
I mean I don't know. Like I mean we talked about it. I think that I don't know. I can't explain it.
Yeah, it's cool. You said that 10 times, so I'm gonna stick with
Yeah,
I don't know.
like I question. I mean, companies have their own vision of what they want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you're not on that in their particular vision, it's kind of like, do you get
Yep.
upset that they don't see what you see, or do you try to show improve who you are as a person? You know
Wow.
what I'm saying? And what you got going on. And I feel like Radio One has done good. I mean, good for me. I was one of the lucky ones that was able to still be hired by Radio One. I mean,
Absolutely.
it saddened me for the whole thing because like even Shanika, that's my sister. Like Reese, my
Mm.
bro. Like Cash, my dog. Like you know
Mm.
what I'm saying? But it's like it was because of COVID-19. If this situation never hit, we would still all be together. So it's one of the things
Absolutely.
like a company really has to make the best decision for that particular company. And if you don't, can't do nothing but respect it. Like if I was failed from the other side and I didn't have a job, like I couldn't do nothing but respect it because they're losing money. They're gonna watch their ass before they watch mine.
We'll say that again. They may not even use no soap when they wash your
Yeah,
ass.
you know what I'm saying. So it's not like I get it. I mean, I would have to do the same thing being a professional. If I had a company, I would probably have to do layoffs. Like, yo, I can't afford this
Mm.
because I'm not bringing in no money.
That got to be a saddest thing to have to tell a person whose family you've probably met before
Yeah,
that
I mean,
you.
yeah, it was
Oof.
hard. Like even when I got the phone call, I was like sad, like
Mm.
tearing up. Like I don't know what to say.
Mm.
Like Shanika's like my sister. This has been my sister since I've been in Atlanta. Like you know what I'm saying. When I be on my crazy rants and ready to fight somebody or do something crazy like I used to do back in St. Louis or how me and my partners in St. Louis, she'd be the one to be like, bro, don't do that.
Mm.
I used to call her and I remember calling her like early in the morning crying, like just mad crying. And she'd be the one to
Wow.
calm me down because my sister and my mama didn't like pick up the phone. Yeah.
Wow. So
So
how
me
did y'all even meet if you was in St. Louis and she was here?
when she got, it's a funny story. We kind of hated each other when we first met.
That's how the best friendships start.
And I think that me and ET got on the radio and said that shout out to Miss Shanika, she got DSLs. So she didn't know what DSLs were.
Yeah, what is that?
Okay, I'll explain it to you. So I think Shaka, Ludacris, Shaka Zulu,
Uh-huh.
I think she called Shanika like, yo, these new niggas on the radio said you got DSL. She's like, DSL, she's like, yeah, I heard that. What's that? He's like, that means dick sucking lips.
Stu, how
Yeah.
could you?
We was wild, but I think she tried to send some people up there to beat us up. She wanted to
Because she don't play with y'all. She from these streets.
Nah, yeah, I already. That's when I found out, and I was like, sister.
Hey, you not
I'm
gonna play.
sorry.
My homeboy's in St. Louis, so I can't call him down real quick.
Yeah. So, nah, that's that.
I cannot
love it.
believe y'all said, but I can because y'all show was absolutely wild. That is definitely.
That was when we were
got
younger,
people
though.
talking.
That was like like some of that
Well,
bad.
y'all
boy shit
show
they
has
was
been
doing.
wild as of recently.
No, it hasn't. No, it's not. Me and Cash don't really be like that. Like
Okay, you're right about that.
It came all the way down at when me and ET kind of went separate ways. I mean, I think we grew up. Like so, I think when we first started, it was like Wild Wild West, like choo choo choo, like who can say the most fucked up shit, like who can say the most fucked up shit without getting fired.
Oh, that's
Like,
hilarious.
you know what I'm saying? That's
They
how it was.
loved that.
But you gotta like, I mean, you gotta grow, you gotta get more mature, and like I'm on a different path right now where I see myself, and I mean I like it.
Good job. Look at you all grow the fuck up.
Yeah.
So how did you feel when ET left? Did y'all talk about it before, or you was thrown off guard?
No, actually, I knew it was coming because when I signed my contract, he was in the room. Like we had already had interviews and conversations with Clear Channel, and I just felt like Radio One was a place. You know what I'm saying? They ended up coming to me and meeting the needs that I wanted. Radio One gave me a deadline. I told the competition or the other company that I was dealing with, this is the deadline. If you want me, you need to have something in by the same time this deadline. Hot came in with they paperwork. I was like, bro, I told E to his face, so it wasn't like no sneak nothing. It was like, bro, I gotta do this. I mean, I got a family, so at
Absolutely.
this point, it's like, I love you, bro. You know what I'm saying? We held it down for this long. It was an amazing journey. But if we have to separate, we gotta separate. You gotta go where your heart takes you, and I gotta go with mine. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, the child support gotta keep coming in. You know what I'm saying?
Boy.
And that's how it is. Dirty Daily, what up?
Damn, that's wild. You know, a lot of people obviously was broken the fuck up about that because
Yeah.
y'all niggas. I saw syndication coming for y'all because there was nothing else y'all could do. Y'all have already broken every barrier there could to be broke. You know, y'all
Right.
going neck and neck with Greg.
Great.
Like, what
Yeah.
else is there to do?
Cause
How
and then
long you
one
think
thing,
Greg gonna last? No, that I'm sorry, another conversation.
man, I don't know what kind of contract Greg got, but I wish
Boy,
I
that
wanted one
thing
of those.
is fucking
I
locked and
like and like
loaded.
as much as like, you know what I'm saying, I've never ever had personal issues with Greg, like ever. Like I always respect him as OG. But sometimes you gotta throw little stones at people sometimes, like, let me irritate you. Boom. Like I was a thumper, like boom. See if you go, because you know at the end of the day, like you that's how
Competition
you pretty
sleep.
much grow in radio. At this point, like the signal for like V103 is like 100,000 watts for people singing. Like, just
They
think of the number,
ridiculous.
y'all. Like, I think our antenna, our wattage is like 37. So you got
And theirs is 100 or something.
a
I
hundred
didn't even. I
thousand
never
watts
knew that.
here, and you got 37,000 watts. You should. There's too big of a number. You're not even 50-50, so you should never ever beat something that's 100 if you're only 37.
Dang.
So that's
And
what was so great about it. You know what I'm saying?
that's
That was so like, Mo was like, yo, we ain't
that
never did
barrier.
this. Like, yeah. And then Shanika was winning. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was like
It
we
was
had
a
a
good
dope ass
team.
run.
Absolutely, it was definitely a good team. And I know you don't like the clubs, but you're definitely known for dominating them.
I think it turned to strip clubs. I think like
Oh
I didn't really
hell
get the chance
yes.
to get into the bougie clubs because I think me and T was so ratchet. Honestly. So that's when I think I just slid into after the college party. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna be in the
Thank
strip
you.
club.
I'm just gonna own this ratchet shit.
Yeah, I owned the strip clubs. Like that's what I did. Like I was strip club shouted. Like I think I was doing maybe like if I was doing 8 clubs a week, 6 of them was strip clubs.
8.
Yeah, when I first got
God.
down here, when I first got in radio,
Boy,
that's
you
why
had
I stopped
stupid
throwing
money.
parties and I would really tripping on rapping, like even with the music, because it's kind of hard to tell somebody. Like at that time when it was good, like promoters was paying hosts. Like I was getting like $800 to $1,000 to host a party. It wasn't no $400,
Dang.
$500, wasn't none of that. So I'm doing like 7 to 8 parties a week.
Ooh.
So you know what I'm saying. So it's kind of
Let me
hard to
see
be
your
like,
house.
yo, like Stewie, just rap. You gotta get to make it. You really gotta get out of radio. So you telling me you want me to leave a guaranteed
No.
check with insurance, and then I'm making an extra $8,000 a week?
But you was doing both. I remember Stewie Rock in
Yeah,
the
but you know,
building.
like reality is, I never traveled. You have to go promote yourself when you get records out. You
You
got to
didn't
go.
promote that?
No, I never went. I never went nowhere. Yeah,
Wow.
I was
Well, let
always.
Atlanta tell it that song was on fucking
Listen, what I'm
fire.
saying. I promoted in Atlanta, but that song was bigger than Atlanta. I never went to
Yeah.
like I perform when people book me, but you know how you do a promo tour when you actually pushing it.
Absolutely. You
I
talking
just
to
went.
people like you on other radio
This
stations.
man, I only went when they called me for some money. Like I was, because I was on the radio.
Yeah, you
So
had
you
a
telling
show.
me like you want me to leave this weekend, or I got to go for 3 days? Maybe get doc pay from the radio and lose my clubs for
Mm,
free? Oh no, I ain't
mm.
doing that. That don't make no sense.
Dang. I mean, but do you regret it? I'm sure you could
Mm-mm.
have been future right now.
Yeah, I don't. I just think that I don't think it was for me. I think I would have been a very different person. I think I would have been an asshole. Like I don't think that was for me.
Aw. Kadafe in this bitch. Maybe
Yeah,
Kadafe got something
Kadife.
else to say. Kadife.
Kadife.
No, he
What
gonna
up?
hate if I
Yeah, I
say
think
Kadafe. He gonna
you
kick
definitely
my
said
ass.
Kadife.
He gonna kick my
Yeah,
ass.
I think, more, I think I would have been a different person. Like Khalifa been knowing me for a long time. I was real humble, but I just think that like sometimes like you lose yourself.
Mm.
And like I'm, you know what I'm saying, when you get famous, I see it all the time with rappers. Like
Absolutely.
I be telling like some of these artists, like, bruh, especially the generation I ran through, you know what I'm saying, I was a part of, like, bruh, I seen you in the club, my nigga, when you was promoting. You didn't
So
have no
stop
hoes,
acting
bruh.
like that.
You
Why
didn't
you
have
acting
no
like
girls in your
this?
section. You was drinking from
Nigga.
somebody else's bottle. Like, you was over there looking at us like,
Nigga,
damn, how
you
these niggas
paid
got all
me
these
to do an
girls?
interview for you. So why are you acting like this,
This is what I'm
nigga?
trying to say. Like, so I know some of these guys and see how they
Stop it.
are and how they move, and it's like it's okay to be yourself, bro. Like, you gonna have to put on a facade for somebody because of what?
Mm.
And that was one of my biggest things. I'm so grateful because like even in the industry now, it's like I'm not about to play a reality show to make it as an artist. Like, I'm not about to do no monkey shit as an artist who make it. Like,
You was just on a reality show. Don't play
listen,
with
man,
me.
I was on a reality show, but this is the whole thing, and I'll explain that too. That was the worst decision of my life.
Ooh, say it again.
You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't me.
Say it
You're looking
again.
for some drama and some bullshit that's in my
Yeah.
life that's not in my life. And
Yeah.
I'm not gonna act like I'm got some shit going on for you to get a fucking storyline.
At
Or you
least
to
you
get a
could be
storyline.
real enough to say it though.
Yeah, like storyline. Nigga, bro, I'm not about no. Nigga, you want me to do what?
And it looks
Like,
awkward if you're trying to push something that's not there.
it's not
I
gonna
feel
do
weird
it.
watching it.
It's not gonna do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even with those relationships on there, it was like I fell in this place. I was really on there with Jock and Scrappy as the homeboy from the radio. Let's add a little dynamic. I was supposed to be the part-time nigga. Like, what's up, Sue? You know what I'm saying? Come chat. Like, what's your song? Let me, you know what I mean? Like, things that I thought that I was,
Yeah.
the next thing you look up, like I'm dating somebody, I'm
And then you see
confused.
the
I'm
stripper
confused.
who's also dating this other guy, and now you looking.
And then they got Jock
Oh
smashing her in
Lord!
the, you know,
And then you
scene.
don't even really date this woman. So if people
Mm-hmm.
who know you, be like this. Why are y'all doing this?
Man,
Why are y'all doing
this
this?
is what I'm saying. But it's crazy. So all my friends knew what was up, and it's like everybody else, like, bruh, where the white girl at? I go to Vegas, like with my brother, like, you know what I'm saying, for
I
some of
don't
his
really
bachelor
know
parties.
her.
Man, they be thinking they know you. I couldn't stand it. I couldn't stand it. Like, really be
Man,
like, Mo, how you doing, girl? I remember when you got your hair done yesterday.
yeah,
How you know that? I saw
you
your
don't know
Instagram.
me.
Like, you don't know me.
You don't know
What?
me though.
But that's how it is.
But the interesting thing that you just said is so hilarious. When you're on the radio, people do that to you. They
Yeah.
really feel like they know you. You know, if I mention something about me being pregnant, I go to Family Dollar that same day. The woman checking me out, how's the baby doing? You know, they didn't even acknowledge that she recognized me. She just starts a conversation.
But I mean, I think that's a
The
blessing
beauty
into
of radio. I love it though,
it's a
right?
blessing of radio, and it's a blessing of how you carry yourself and how you project yourself, because it's hard for it to make somebody understand and feel what type of person you are only with your voice. You can't touch them, you can't see them, you can't give them no affection, they can't see your facial
Facts.
expression, you can't give them nothing but your voice and the tones of your voice going up and down to tell them like, I really love you. Like,
I really love
you know
you.
what I'm saying? You gotta you gotta make that shit move. It doesn't sound the same. You gotta ask, you know what I'm saying?
That's
You gotta put something in it.
hilarious. Tell me something about when it comes to doing radio and when it even comes to making an empty club sound live. How do you embody the energy to push off through the stream, even if you don't feel it?
I think I started so young, it was always a switch.
A switch. So you do have to have that switch, though.
Yeah, I think it's like a self-conscious switch. Like, I could really have a regular conversation, be like, "Yo, what the deal, man? Check it in." You know what I'm saying? Like, instant, like, go
So
from, bro, I'm
interesting.
tired, bro. To boom, they like, how the
And
hell
then
you do
come right
that?
back on.
Because I mean, I think
Absolutely.
sometimes you just understand. You got to understand certain things when you become a celebrity. You become, yeah, I would need a local celebrity, any type of celebrity, any type of person that's popular. If you put yourself out there, like, and you, depending on what type of personality you put out there, you have to be that personality. Nobody gives a damn if you're not that personality, nigga. This is what you showed me all the time, nigga. Let me see the personality.
Let me see.
So you have to understand that if you get into this business, that's what it is, and you cannot get mad because you asked for it. You
Absolutely.
created this for yourself.
But do we ask for it? Because honestly,
Yeah,
I didn't know all of this came with it. When I started radio, my uncle Nate, he the one who started me on radio. So I was like, oh, what I saw from Uncle Nate was he was fun. His job was exciting. I didn't see him in the club because I was too young. So I didn't know that I also had to be out in these streets.
right,
I didn't know that coming in. And I didn't know that I was going to be the center of critique and praise. I didn't understand that. So I'm
right,
going to say I didn't ask for that.
right. I mean, but you have to somewhat, if you, now that you, like I say, older, your eyes open, you have to understand that if you have an opinion, somebody has an opinion about your opinion. So if you're on a platform, you're
Not for
speaking
real.
to multiple people about your
Yeah,
opinion, somebody's gonna have an opinion about your opinion, and that
true.
sparks right then and there, I'm in your business. And they're gonna
And
even be
your
like,
business is my
this
business.
bitch said this, they something. Hey, she right. You know what I'm saying? You're always gonna have certain people that have different opinions, and it's like it's cool. You just have to learn. That's one thing in radio. You have to learn that everybody's not gonna agree with you, and you have to be okay with holding your opinion, whether people like it or they don't. You have to really have that. I don't give a fuck. Like that's how I feel. Like what you with what you feel this way, I feel this way. So
Yeah,
you know
because
what I
then
mean?
they will catch you out somewhere and be like, oh, that one thing that you said a week ago, I just really feel like blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah.
I'll be like, chill,
I'm like,
relax.
bro, that was last week, bro.
Yeah. I don't even know
Why
what
are
you're
you still
talking
talking
about.
about this?
And then it's like I smoke, so it's like, I'm a smoker,
Yeah,
so it's
me too.
like even on top of that, it's like you might catch me and you have a long conversation, you're gonna get the high eyes like
Yeah, because you don't even know how my state at the
I
moment.
don't even
Like,
know what you're talking about. And then they really that'd be a problem because sometimes people be like, oh, you got an attitude, you this, you that. I'm like, no, I'm just high as a kite, bro, and I'm below. You trying to blow my high and I'm trying to hold on to it.
and
Like,
I'm trying
that's
to
it.
like please nice, and you
Yeah.
want to stay nice to people, even if
Yeah.
they keep crowding your space because you know these your P1s. If they really know you like
Oh
that,
man.
so you like, how do I tell this
I
person to
let's
get
just
out my
say
face?
I do not miss the black and mild beer breath in my ear.
The
I
person trying to
don't.
talk to you.
Yeah, and stanky weed breath, like smoking some boo boo Reggie weed and stanking
And then want you
ass
to hit it too because
cigars.
they fuck with you. Hey, bro,
Yeah,
you want to hit
I'll
me?
be like, shit, I'm cool, bro. I'm already high, bro.
Queen Friendly said, no matter what field of work you do in life, you're great at it. You're gonna get famous, and famous is gonna come with it. Both good and bad criticism, whether criticism is right or
All right,
wrong.
that's right.
I agree.
I
Good
agree with that.
job. And if y'all
I
have any
think
questions, we taking questions if y'all want to
yeah,
ask something.
I agree with her 100% because I just feel like it's levels to everything. Like they always say, it's levels to the shit. You know what I'm saying? And depending on what level you're on, don't mean your level. Like if you it's like you say, like when I say like levels, like I always tell people this, like to a person that's rich, them only having $10,000 in the bank account might look like they broke.
Right.
But a person that's broke, you know what I'm saying?
They're like,
Like,
damn,
nigga,
you got
nigga, you rich
10,000
still. I only got $1.
there.
So I just like tell people like you can't. Everybody got their own struggle. Everybody got their own level. What they deal with, depending on what level you on, it's still stressful. No matter how much money you got even more responsibility to make sure that you paying your taxes, doing whatever you got to do. So with more money come more responsibility. And if you don't
Absolutely.
handle your responsibility in your business, you're gonna be back broken, fucked up like you
Oh
was
Lord.
before.
And then it's gonna be even worse because you don't
Even
remember this.
worse, you should have
You
just
don't
stayed
remember
broke.
that.
You should have just stayed broke in the beginning. Like, we gonna
Shit.
stay broke. I
Because
bet
when
that.
you got something, then it's gone. It's the
It's
worst.
even
Like if you
worse.
don't have it, it's cool. You know, I ain't got it. I ain't got it. No way.
But if you
But
got it,
Lord.
that's why I feel bad for some of these rappers, dog.
And that's another thing because yeah, you could be like a Future, but even imagine Future what he's gonna have to do, say 3 years from now, when he is not gonna be popular anymore, and he is going
Right.
to have to find a new way to live life.
And it starts now. Like it starts now. And I tell all the artists, like it starts now with you investing in other things. Like I can tell what artist is gonna last because I can tell by their business moves. If you haven't
Mm.
seen by this point that all these rappers only
Mm.
been rich off something else, like Jay-Z is not rich off rap. Kanye
No.
West is not a billionaire off rap.
No.
Nas just do that big deal off rap. Juicy J just do
No.
that deal off rap. Like, bruh, these are investors that they invested in certain things that they felt like was gonna go instead of wasting your money on jewelry. You know what I'm saying? Buy all
Yes.
designer that don't mean shit. Don't none of these labels give you free shit, and they
Mm.
do. They only do it so you can spend another $100,000 with them.
And radio personalities too, because just like you said, in one night I could make $1,000. And I only been there for 2 hours.
Yeah,
But if I spend that 1,000 the next day on a purse, I no longer have that 1,000, and now I have to continue to work to get back that 1,000. And if I lose my job, what am I gonna do?
yeah. You have to save money, and I feel like a lot of people feel that now, like especially with this coronavirus going on. Like I wish I could just interview like all the artists. Like, bro, how fucked up are you?
Be honest.
Because you just hit the $15,000 mark, and you bought this $100,000, like this $500,000
Showing the fuck
condo.
out.
This $500,000 condo, nigga. You didn't have that many shows, nigga. And you just spent 50 on jewelry, nigga. Like
And now all your shows is on pause.
everything on pause. All you doing is living off your front end. And
And
that
your
depends on how
screen.
far you was booked out. So it's like nigga.
Executive decisions, man. But I
Yeah.
love to be an artist. I love to create. And I'm just recently learning that I must have a business savvy mind too.
Yeah,
Yes, I can
definitely.
be creative, but I must understand money too. And at 28, I'm glad it has come now and not later because I can only imagine me later down the road and just learning this lesson. I really wish, our parents were in better positions to have taught us this, and this.
Hey,
But
Ronnie Jordan
no,
said convenience too.
I ignore Ronnie Jordan
This
comments. I do not read them.
No, on a real, this coronavirus gonna show everybody ass
What did he
again. If
say?
you're not legit, you're gonna look crazy as fuck right now, dog. If you ain't really
No, for
got it
real.
like you say you are right now,
Child, it's gonna
cat
show.
flexing on the gram is at an all-time low. I ain't seen too many quiet niggas in my life. Nigga, like,
It's at an all-time
are we
low.
out yet? Are we out yet? Look, all the scammers and all the dope boys that used to flex with all their money, all they doing is throwback pictures. Remember when? We outside.
Child,
Then you doing
ain't
something like the
nobody to
girls
stand in
doing.
these streets no
Man,
more.
what? Niggas is looking sad, boy, posting old pictures.
Boy,
Well, that
it's
was
dry
two
as
summers
fuck.
ago. Where this summer's money at, man?
What's up, Biltmore Black? He said, "What's up, Stewie?
What's
Who
up,
is
though?
Wiz? Don't expose they budget, Stewie." Tattoos say, "I'm probably owe these people." That must be another comment.
What up, though? What
Oh,
up, though?
Lord, you crazy. So speaking of this pandemic, I know you see how the future of radio is going. So how do you think life is going to change for personalities and talent when we open these doors back up?
I think that I don't know.
It's scary, right? What a thought.
It's scary because it's like it just depends on. It's like it depends on everything.
Yeah.
Really, at the end of the day, I feel like it depends on what you can do.
You mean how many things you can do,
Yeah, what
or?
you can do and how many things you can do. If you
Mm-hmm.
can actually be on the personality program and have managerial skills, you
You a
might outlast a
boss
lot of
ass
people.
bitch.
Yeah, you might outlast. You know what I'm saying? You might outlast because like, damn, I can take this
Yes.
person's job. Like, it's like who's the most expendable? You know what I'm saying? Who do you need? So I think that one of the first things, like I thought that nationwide, I was noticing a trend that I feel like Clear Channel was the first people that started the trend and say like, you know what, we don't really need you, nigga. We gonna syndicate. Then the all day parts keep one nigga in that can do all the local shit. So I'm thinking that all the stations are mimicking that and figuring that okay, well, if they still competing with us like that, but they cut a lot of money, let's cut money too and figure out a better way to compete at them with their own game. So maybe instead of getting rid of everybody, we'll keep two top talents, get rid of everybody else, and you know what I'm saying, underpay everybody else.
Absolutely. That's a really scary thought, but I agree
Yeah.
wholeheartedly. I definitely believe it. Maybe
And
in not large markets like ours, though, because there's a lot of work to be done and a lot of things to get back to normal. But for the smaller markets, I see them only keeping to,
I
okay,
say,
full time, full time. But I think we're still going to have a lot of part timers.
yeah, but that ain't no, you ain't gotta spend no money on that. You know what I'm saying? You need and now everything is automation. So reality is like, do I need to pay somebody to run somebody boards if I'm getting a syndicated show?
But what about when it's time to, get back to these remotes? Sometimes we may have 4 remotes in one day.
I mean, then you have a few part timers.
Damn.
You have a
Where
few
the
part
hope
timers,
at,
but
Stu? Where the hope, brother?
like I don't mean that's what I'm seeing. And I think that
Mm.
sometimes with companies, and it's scary, and it's not just radio, this all companies. Like when somebody figure out they can survive without you, then they don't come back for you. That's in
Damn.
relationships, that's in life. If
Mm.
I feel like I need you, once I realize I don't need you, like, nigga, I'm out.
You
And
right.
that's what a lot of women they go through with men. Possessive ass men. Like, once you like, like some women they head might depend on a man. Like, once you realize in your head that you don't need to depend on this man, you can do it on your own. You can really be successful on your own. And that shit click, then you free.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with
And we don't ever go back.
yeah, and the same thing with companies. Why would you? I didn't cut my whole output. I'm spending $500,000 a year just paying y'all. You telling me I can cut everybody, fire everybody, get the same job done? I'm only sending out 250,000.
Especially when you say it like that. And all they do, people forget that radio is an extreme company, and that is the very first thing they are. And I don't care what nobody say. Radio is a company, and not here for community events, and not here to have fun parties and shit. Like, they're there to collect their dollars. So once they do figure that out, it's scary for any and everybody trying to break back into or break in the first place in anybody's market.
Like I never knew that it was gonna be this bad. I never seen it getting this bad. Like I remember Hurricane Dave. Like I'll keep fun with you putting out something right when coronavirus hit. And I'm like, I seen it, but I was just like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. And then like 2 weeks later, boom, 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 the walls start falling down. So it was very shocking for me. Like I remember like going in and with DJ Cash and being sick for a week. Like for real, I think I already got coronavirus.
You thought you had Corona?
I think I already had it because now that I'm seeing and watching the news, I switch time slots, so I gotta
You
watch a
see the
lot of.
symptoms.
I no, it's not even the symptoms that I see. I see that they stated that really coronavirus had been detected a long time ago in the States before it had started being a pandemic. It was already
My dad
here.
had it in February, but he's
So I'm
in
saying it
Egypt.
was already here. So when I
But
got it
he's in
here,
Egypt.
they never was saying got it here, they never was saying muscle pains, you know what I'm saying, like fevers, sweat, chills. That was none of the symptoms. They just came out with those symptoms like loss of taste, muscle pain,
Okay.
soreness of the body. That happened to me. And I just quarantined and just moved on it. So like certain things that I know for a fact, like it was bad. It was definitely bad, but I'm the type of person I can't sit down. So I don't let when I get sick, I have to move around because I feel like that's the way you flush your system. If you do anything and just let somebody eat at you, you
They
gonna get
just
sicker and
gonna
sicker and
eat
sicker. So
all of you.
it only lasted a week. By that
Yeah.
next week, they was telling us we got to do our radio show from home. So I haven't been to the station in probably like a month and 3 weeks. So I've been really quarantined for almost 2 months already.
Well, thank God we ain't met up. Boy, you would have gave me the corona. Just
I
kidding.
mean, no, I think the seriousness of it is just because it's so contagious.
Yeah, that's
You know
the
what I'm saying?
and it's unknown. It's contagiously unknown, and we're really afraid because we don't know. We don't
Right.
know,
So I
man.
just think that if you don't, and it's really scary for people that don't go to the doctor and don't know your health issues. So really, if you don't know your health issues, stay in the
You
house. Like
even
if you
more
know,
scared.
I haven't seen too many people and they were saying like, yo, like I was up moving, like I never had no underlying issues. All those people I'm seeing are beating this thing. Like I haven't seen too many athletes dying from it. You know what I'm saying? Or
Hmm.
people that like constantly work out and have to put healthiness in your body, fitness people. Like I ain't seen none of that. It
Well,
didn't feel
I've
like that.
been watching YouTube like crazy, and they are saying that even though a lot of people are getting contracted with it, many people are having it. Just like you said, if you have a capable immune system, it's like the flu, you're going to beat it.
Right.
But if you already had a pre existing condition, if you're much, much younger, if you're much, much older,
Older.
your body's not going to be able to take that.
Right. It's a little too strong. It wrestles a little different. It's a southpaw, you know what I'm saying? So you
Child.
don't fight regular.
Look at all these comments. You want to respond to some people on here?
People been saying,
All kind of stuff. Speak on that shit, real shit. Oh my God, you had the Rona. Ronnie said Ryan Cameron's doing better. That's amazing. Even speaking of radio legends, Jam and Jay says, I'm always working on many different things. I've been let go 3 times in my career. We have to find other things to do to survive.
yeah, and I think that yeah, CMOS is good to take too. Are you coming back to
Oh,
show
sea
me?
moss, I got a bag of that. It's disgusting though, so
I,
try to just hold your nose.
yeah, I'm on 3 to 7 now, bro, on the radio. Man, you know what's so crazy, Mo? I done said so many people tried to kick me, like and say like just regular people online and shit. Like, nigga, that's why you lost your job. You ain't shit. Like when they seen the video of me saying it was my
Haters.
last show for the Dirty Boys. I'm like,
They
bro, you
thought
ain't.
that. They were so happy. Ooh,
Oh
those
man,
haters were so happy, man.
man, couldn't wait.
They couldn't
And
wait
I
to
was like,
celebrate.
and all I commented was like, did you see the end of the video? Fuck no, why don't I watch the end? Because at the end I said that I was moving inside.
Because at the end, I
Yeah.
made you haters not happy anymore.
Yeah, so you know what I mean. It's crazy. Like it just show you how people are. I mean, that's just motivation. You know what I'm saying? Everybody not gonna be happy for what you're doing,
No, they not
and to be
either.
your own people, your own family, close people that's close to you.
So, what you think about females in this thing?
What you mean?
Female hosts in the club.
I think that it's everything else. I think that you have to compete, like just like men. Like I don't feel like I don't put sex in that realm of competition and of business and what you can bring to the table. It is still a hustle. It's who you are. Of course, you know, like in the streets, a man might get a little bit more respect in the streets at before a woman. You know what I'm saying? A man probably would, but that means that if you know that area, you know what I'm saying, is a little different, then
Then
you
you
have
go
to
hard.
adjust to that. You got to go hard in that area.
Yup.
You gonna win if you know this man is like this cocky ass dude and women like he's cute but he got an attitude. You got to play on that. You got to be that strong woman that's the opposite of that to grab those girls that he already lost. So it's like you just got to be smart and study people and study your competition and study what your strengths are.
Would you say that we had any popping female hosts in Atlanta?
Like hosting parties.
Any name you could think of, and no DJs.
Mm.
Damn, that's sad. It would take you 15 seconds.
No, I mean, because I'm trying to think in my head because I've been like I said I've been and then sipping a
I'm
little
gonna say
something.
no.
I feel like we had some that were up and coming that you know what I'm saying kind of got majority of the girls that I know that was doing their thing and it sounded good to me and they was in the hood.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They was in the hood spots. It wasn't really no bougie like compounds, no vision
Why
stuff
we
like
can't
that.
get in them spots? You think those promoters are sexist?
I don't necessarily know. I can't get in those spots.
I know, right? Shit, I'm
So
still doing it.
I mean, but I think again, it's like I
Stupid.
respect everybody, but I'm definitely not. I'm definitely with the shits.
What that
Like
mean?
meaning that I don't give a fuck of what promoter and what club you got. Fuck you. I'm not about to kiss your motherfucking ass. I'm not
So
gonna let you
don't
talk to me
think I'm
crazy.
about
Don't, you know what I'm
to.
saying? Don't do none of that shit. I do not give a
Nigga, I'm
fuck
still
about
gonna
working for
get
you.
paid, bitch.
I don't gotta come to your shit.
What you talking about?
So I think that was really my attitude in the beginning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When I seen certain things, like I remember certain club owners telling you know what I'm saying, like hosts or DJs wives that you were too fat to be in that section because Jay-Z was up there. Like I
Mm,
remember hearing this shit and like
mm.
thinking in my head, like, you didn't smack the fuck out this nigga? This nigga just said your wife was too fat to be in this section, nigga. Like,
And you try
you
to be
still
politically correct.
and
Boy,
you're
you
still
should have
okay with
stuck
working for
that
him?
nigga.
Or you still, you know what I'm saying? I'm not with that. I'm not with
Nah,
that.
me
And,
either,
and
man.
like I think that a lot of even other promoters know, like, yo, we got a few favorites with Knicks, but Knicks ain't going for the 350, 400. And I gotta say, you know what? Little homie, if that's what you own, you sound good. I
Shout
would
out
pay
to you,
you
bro.
if I ain't have to pay Jay Nix or Stewie $1,000 to pay this young nigga 300. I'm going with the 300.
I'm always a quality driven person.
Man, it depends on the
Always.
club. It depends on the club and what type of club you got. If it's something that you really need to be amazing, cool. But guess what? The club is not amazing anymore. Everybody is grown. So you
I
don't even
just
got
need
a nigga ain't
somebody.
gotta be hype. Everything's a lounge.
You right.
So now I would pay this guy 300 because I don't need Stewie to get these people up and dance. They're not gonna do
They're
it.
not gonna do
They're not gonna do it.
it anyway.
You know what I'm saying? Like DJ Cash, he has a better time really at his Caribbean clubs.
Cause they be
I
sweating
have
and
a better
shit.
time at his Caribbean club.
I'll
I
be like,
remember
y'all
going to some
go
of Cash
hard.
parties and like having to go to work and like, bro, I don't want to go to work, bro. Like, damn, bro, I want to stay.
I
Like,
hate
and
it.
I'm getting paid to go to another club. I'm
I
like,
hate it.
I'm dreading going to this other club. I'd rather stay here for free with my homeboy because I'm having a good time.
That's crazy, man. I need to know where the Caribbean spot's at. My ass keep going to the same shit, annoyed, and just stop going out because I'm just hating that Atlanta scene.
Man, you gotta ask Cash. It be some spots. You know, I like to party with the white folks sometimes.
Do you?
Yeah, they don't
In the
judge you.
Buckhead bars? Where y'all be at?
No, I like the Battery.
The Battery. Over there, Smyrna. I don't be partying over here where I'm at, Chad. I like to leave.
No, the Battery cool. You ain't gonna know nobody.
No, you not either. You're right.
Yeah,
They treat you, what's up? And they
you
try to offer you stuff. It's like, really cool. You
no,
need
the
to know who
Battery.
I am.
I'm telling you, the Battery's cool. I don't. And I'm glad we ain't got too many black folks on here because I don't want to tell all the black people where that's
And
at.
they all gonna be there.
I'll be like, damn, y'all done burnt the spot. No, Battery be straight. Alex,
That's
what up?
funny.
Monte, what's up, boy?
Boy, y'all crazy. Can I ask you to critique me? Do you remember when I was hosting over there with One Play?
Where?
We was at where he used to DJ, and then he showed up
Look,
as
LaCour.
yes.
Yeah.
How'd I do?
I don't remember you hosting at LaCour.
How dare you? It was a remote. I mean a broadcast. So I was only on. Oh, you came after.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you came after.
I think I remember seeing you and talking to you like in the booth,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah.
But
I
I
think
didn't
that's
come.
where we met.
Yeah. But like I really like, you know what I'm saying? Like when I start hearing you on the radio, that's when I kind of like, yo, she dope as fuck. Like I wasn't hip until I really heard you on the radio when you was doing the morning show shit. You really did an amazing job. I gotta salute you.
Thank you. Thank you. You
I
said you
used
was
to call you.
gossiping with me.
I used to text, like, I keep
Yeah,
it
you
fun
used
for her
to
because
text
she
me.
humble. I used to text her when I used to take my daughter to school in that morning. I'd be like, Mo, that's funny as hell. I used to text her in the
My
morning while
nigga.
she's on the radio. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just like,
That's the
that's just how I am.
love.
Like, I like to see people, like, be great and be good. Like, you know what I'm saying? I like to be shocked. Like, it's
You were
cool.
shocked?
I mean, yeah. Because I think that
I
sometimes,
must say,
like seeing somebody, like, I saw you, but I didn't see you until I heard you on the radio.
what do you mean? You mean see me around?
No, I mean I saw
What do you
you
mean?
around, meaning that sometimes you notice people, but then you really notice somebody.
Okay.
Like
So
sometimes, like that's little Mo, that's just Mo. But then
oh,
here you're already like, that's Mo. Damn, Mo
ah,
sounds good. Like,
yeah.
like
Yeah,
Mo,
yeah,
you been
yeah.
this dope. You know, just like
Okay,
everything
all
else,
right.
like
Calm
basketball, sports, like you know what I'm saying, like it's just how it is sometimes.
Yeah, you're right. That is that shock factor because
I mean, you was a
sometimes
little homie. You
you
started
don't
off
think.
as an intern, so it's like see the intern grow, and you're not really looking like, excuse me, intern, more the way. And then
Because
intern's
you
like,
were so mean to me.
I wasn't mean to you. You still have it. You wouldn't even be my friend right now because you got a little attitude. You got a little attitude, and you
I
kind
have
of
an
feisty.
attitude?
Yes, you got toot on you, and you
There's no
feisty.
way.
So if you was mean to me, you
There's no
definitely would not be my
way.
friend no more. I've met people that you don't like, and I know how you feel about those people that you don't like, and you turn into a
Guys, he's
totally different
lying.
person.
He's lying,
Right,
guys.
right. I'm telling you, turn
He's
into a
not telling
totally
the truth
different
right now.
maniac. What? This mother Mo? That language.
This
Like,
is not
I'm
true,
just saying.
okay?
All right, I'm cool.
This is not true. What's up, dudes? Oh my God, Jayla Shay's in this bitch. Pate Nuke. Let me see. It says Stewie Love from the Lou. Yo, hustle is a motivation, bruh.
Man, salute, King. Salute, salute, salute.
And they gave you this right
Yeah,
here.
that's their blood
Damn.
sign.
Oh my God, I thought it was A-OK.
Yeah, I mean, coming from St. Louis, it might be either or.
I was like, ooh, I thought it was dude, so why are you chiming in? He's talking about some be like relax, Mo. All right. I'm over it. Oh shoot. I think I asked you like everything on my list. I've been trying to get better with not asking a question, but conversing the question in. How do you think we did today?
I think we did good. I mean, it's kind of like it ain't really fair because we know each other and we talk, you know what I'm saying, here and there randomly, like and talk for a
Right.
while. You know what I'm saying? So it's like kind of a conversation is easy. It's probably
Yeah.
like just certain things that you want to know. Sometimes get a little bit more personal. Like I feel like that'd be the great, like the best interviews. Like even when I just recently did the interview with Wiz, like Atlantic hit me like, "Yo, that was a great interview." It was just like, "Yeah, old buddies catching up." I'm like, "That's how it was." Like I think sometimes with artists and what worked for me doing interviews is really trying to get personal with the person and really see how can I attach myself to this person. If I know
Mm,
how much I love my son and I know you have a son, that's my entry point to us having a bond as men
yes.
and as fathers right then and there. So nothing else matters. At the end of the day, how your son doing?
And
What's
start
going on?
off the
Like
conversation so y'all can get comfortable immediately.
that's the first thing I asked Wiz. Like, but Wiz remember who I am, and I feel like I used to get frustrated when artists didn't remember me. Then I was kind of like I just saw you, dog. Like, what the fuck? Like, then I realized, like, no, it's just like anybody else. Like, just how you touch these people to listen to your radio show, you gotta touch people, period, to make them
Mm,
remember who the fuck you are. You gotta
mm,
lead them with something. Like, you gotta really like be like, okay, that I remember what this nigga did or that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even with DJ Monte, that was one of the first DJs I was rocking with in Atlanta. Man, this man got pictures together. I asked about his kids, he know about mine. Like it's different. Like it's a different type of family. Like I posted an old picture with Big Corey when Big Corey was little. He's a
aw.
grown man now. With DJ Ugg and Baby D, like, you know what I'm saying? I've been here a long time. So it's like just building those relationships, building those, you know what I'm saying, that base. And you really got to make an impression on people, like make them love you. You know what I'm
I
saying? By
think the
being
key
yourself.
word is connection. I was
Yeah.
talking with Terry Thomas last week, and that was the word for the day. You got to make that connection because without it, you didn't connect. So it's always going to be that disconnect.
And I think that's the thing in radio too. Like I've always like I'm gonna tell you what's funky, like what's crazy. When the movie Gladiator came out, I looked at that movie as a totally different type of movie. And like, have you seen the movie Gladiator?
Yeah, of course.
Also, like you know how like I always felt like in anything in life, in any company you with, if you make the people love you, whoever's in charge can't stop you.
Mm.
You got the love from the people. Because if they fire you, they're gonna hate you. So if you just give everybody love and whatever you do and stay positive, whoever you hire to is gonna regret firing you.
Mm.
Because you didn't touch so many people. And that goes for anything. The person that work at McDonald's, Walgreens, Walmart, boutiques, clothing stores,
Because they
barbershops.
going to come in looking for you. Oh, where
Yeah.
Miss
If
Kim
you
at? She
and
not here
and
no
and reality is even Ryan Cameron, I started with Ryan. Like I started with Ryan without Ryan telling me, like, bro, you left this station and brought advertisers to so wait a minute, all these advertisers a sales rep that did shit? Like, no, they just came from they was with me at B and they when I came over to Magic, they came to
more.
women
Yes, that's lit. Nigga not
and
playing
they
with
did that,
y'all.
but
Mm.
he had the connection.
And the smart executive mindset to do something like that's called a
Yeah.
power move. If you bringing money to the station that's paying you, boy, they gonna suck your meat relentlessly.
Okay, well,
Uh,
you just went just in mode, you know. But
I'm
yeah, I
trying to be
mean that's just
professional.
facts. Like if you make the people that surround you love you, if you do the best job you can be in and always anything you do. My dad used to always tell me anything worth doing is worth doing right. And if you give it 100,000%, you're gonna receive 100,000%. You might not see it right away. You might get fired. But guess what? That person that you might have been nice to, that they didn't know who they were, and this person shit on this person. This person might be the daughter of the boss that run this
And
whole
you ain't
company,
even know
and you didn't know.
because
So
you
it's just
too
like you
busy
never
shitting.
know. You always got to be ready, bro. You always
Like,
got to be
keep your
ready.
toilet paper, boy.
Yeah, and you always got to be ready to get that love. Like, give your heart. Like, you know what I'm saying? Show them who you are as a person. Like, everybody in St. Louis know now, like, now that I'm older, they like, yo, he was a good dude. Like, this man ain't never shitted on nobody to come up. He ain't never asked for nobody help. Like, he never ever, even if he had ill views about people, he never ever spoke it.
Mm.
He might have had conversation here and there with people like, we know he don't like this nigga, but he could have put it out there.
But he didn't.
But he ain't do that. You know what I mean?
Chad.
And so I just like, you always get a certain amount of respect in what you do. Wrong with a fool.
So listen, we only got 3 minutes. You know how IG do, but I want to ask you about mentorship. Did you have one coming up?
DJ Rec one, yeah, and he left me. Like, he was like, I was pretty much on my own. Like, Rec one, he's a PD in Florida. But like, he was like my big brother. Like, he left and went to I think Indianapolis, Naptown, to do radio. But I was pretty much smart. Like, you know what I'm saying? He told me, I think the only thing that stuck with me is like, never fall in love, don't have no kids, and ain't nobody in radio your friend. It was so dumb. It was so
He did
crazy.
not say that to you.
Yeah, but one thing I realized, like, that kept me on my toes with saying
not having kids in the family and nobody who love on you.
It slow you down.
Boy, I mean, I'm about to toss my phone. Are you kidding me?
You can toss it. I mean, but I'm saying, like, you got to realize when I got in radio, I was 18.
Yeah.
So I shouldn't be having no babies to worry about love at that point anyway.
You're right.
So it's different now that I'm, that I'm grown. I'm in my 30s. So it's like, okay, now I can at least let that go. But reality is, ain't nobody in radio your friend. Like, you can't feel bad about your boss firing you. That's not your friend. Your GM is not your friend. Like, it's certain levels of this relationship that we have, but we're still business. Don't ever think that it's not going to be business, because if somebody had to chop you before they chop themselves, they're going to chop you.
Child, but let me tell you, sometimes the lines get so blurred in radio because we have a good time all the time.
That's fine.
So it's hard to.
But at any given point, you cannot be mad. You will be selfish and be a fucked up person if you mad at somebody for taking your position if you ended up losing that position.
Yeah.
Like, I remember Shanika, like, when we talked, like, and this, my sister, like, really kind of touched me. She's like, bro, if anything happens, if they keep you, you know what I'm saying, just do whatever. Like, you might stay nights, you might move up, but shit, you got kids. Nigga, I ain't got no kids.
Come on.
See what I'm saying? Like, I remember that, and that shit made me feel good. And I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know really what was up. Like, I was blindsided like everybody else. I just know for a fact they, you know what I'm saying, they were doing syndication, and that's the new norm now.
That's the new norm.
Yeah.
Man, syndication is going to crush a lot of people's dreams, but it's going to put a lot of people up on huge pedestals as well, because who knows, you could be getting syndicated afternoons. Who knows?
I mean, you know.
I
mean, at this point, I've been disappointed so many times in my life, I don't get excited about nothing.
You try not to, right? I tell myself the same thing.
Yeah, I'll be like, all right.
Yeah. But in my head,
like, I'm like, you got excited? I'm like, if it happens, I don't even do that no more, because I trick myself out of that too.
Don't do that. You know, positive vibes spread to the universe, and those circulate and bring that future.
But see, my positive, it's not a negative. It's like, all right.
But you still gotta speak it though, because I am you, Stu. I am you. But people be like, man, Mo, trust me, you gonna get another job. I got you. I'm gonna hire. I just be like, Right. But you have to remember, you have to say, yes, I am gonna get another job.
Yeah,
yes,
but
you are
I think self-conscious with me, I know my worth. I know who I am. Like,
true.
I've had time to, like, and I just think, like, probably at 36.
We got 45 seconds.
Yeah, at 36, I feel like I really figured out who I was. And I think once you figure out who you are, nothing can stop you. You can be calm and handle some situation and deal with a situation without overthinking or overdoing anything else. You just know who you are. Like, I know I'm a king. I know I can do anything. You put me against the wall, I'm fighting out. And I'm not going to fail. So once you have that mentality, you good.
You good. Right. All right. Well, 25 seconds left. Still we rocking the building.
Yeah, we did a hot hour. This is a good conversation. This is the longest interview I did. I ain't never even interviewed nobody this long before.
Are you kidding? That's because we're not interviewing. We just talking on the phone, but other people watching us.
Salute, Cuddy. I see you, big dog. Everybody say
shout out to everybody who tuned in. We appreciate y'all. I'm going to put this up on YouTube so y'all can come back, look at it, and write them jewels down and take mental note. Stewie, I appreciate you.